If a tech product comes along that is way cheaper than it seems like should be possible, yet seems to check all of the checkboxes for things that you would want for that product, well, one thing is guaranteed, and that is that I'm probably going to go pick one up and do a review on it. And case in point, here we are with Skullcandy's Jib True wireless earbuds. And these guys, well, I've got a whole lot to say on these, so let's just get started. Just to start off with what is in the box, you get the wireless earbuds themselves, their charging case, 3 total sizes of silicone covers, and this really short charging cable. It's about, 8 inches maybe, but that is, besides warranty cards and instructions, this is everything that comes with it. I think the most obvious comparison is to Apple's AirPods, and if this is a legitimate, cheapest possible alternative. Not, of course, equal in every way, but a legitimate alternative. So first, let's just compare the pods themselves. You can see that this is a little wider, but has a shorter neck, and you can see the shape is different, and I can explain a little bit about that, and that is about how the channel for the bass works. So an elongated one where it comes out the end, like the Apple one, creates more of a sort of boomfy bass, whereas a flat slapping where the air comes back out through the front of the speaker creates sort of a slappy bass. And so these have slappy bass as opposed to boomfy bass, if that makes any sense. Now, comparing the cases, they feel really similar in weight. That you can see, obviously, the Skullcandy one is much wider. The Apple one obviously has USB-C, and the Skullcandy is good old-fashioned micro USB. But similar in weight, obviously the Skullcandy bigger. Now, as far as what happens when you put them in, open up the Apple one, it's green to show that it's fully charged the case, and then orange shows that it's charging the pods themselves. Now, the Skullcandy one, if the front flashes briefly, the front light seems to flash whenever you do anything. You put them in and they go red to show that they're charging. And that one on the front seems to flash when you open it, close it, or insert them. It seems to be that just something is happening light, as far as I can tell. I didn't read the full instructions, come on now. I wanted to clarify real quick after that last segment that when I say sort of slappy, what I should say is punchy, and I actually prefer bass of that style because I listen to a lot of classic rock, prog rock, stuff like that. Specifically, I'm actually testing it here with Peter Gabriel. I really like testing with Peter Gabriel because almost all of his songs have a really wide range of sound. And in this case, I'm listening to his cover of In the Sun. And as you can see, I'm enjoying it quite a bit. And so it's more of a choice and design of which type of bass you want to create with a really small space. And I like this type, and I think that this sounds at least very decent. And for the price and it being wireless and everything else, I think it's excellent. As for what call and voice quality is like, I can actually show you that right here because I can just record a video using these as the microphone. So it sounds, definitely pretty decent. I actually have a problem with my phone where the microphone is way too quiet, so I often have to use speakerphone, so I use the other microphone. But for my use, this is significantly better than the defective microphone on my iPhone, which would be a lot better. But if you have something like, if you have a cheaper phone with bad microphones, or if your phone has a microphone that's kind of going out over time or is slightly defective like mine, it's definitely, I would say, a step up in that case. If you do already have a phone that has really fancy microphones, like, you do have a higher end iPhone, it's definitely not going to sound better than that. So the matter of whether you want to just like stick your phone on a dash mount and use it like that, or whether this actually sounds better is debatable, depending on how expensive your phone is. But you can hear right now what it sounds like, so be your own judge on that. But it's definitely solving a problem for me because my microphone doesn't work very well at all, and I'm testing it in the garage because this is where probably my worst acoustics are. So yeah. Here's just some detail real quick showing some stuff up close, like what the colors look like, how bright the lights are, stuff like that. I know really bright flashing lights really annoy my wife at night, so just for people that care about that stuff, here's everything up close. show off the weight and again directly compare with my wife's Gen 1 AirPods because that's a well-known device a lot of people are familiar with the weight of. So that came out to 45 grams. It's not very visible here. 49 for the Skullcandy ones. You'll have to excuse me for the imprecision of this baking scale, but just for an idea of each part. So the case on its own is about 38 for the AirPods, 39 for the Skullcandies, and then the pods themselves. The Apple one, it's hard to tell on here, but it comes in just a little over 4. It's about 4.5. And the Skullcandies are right about 5 grams exactly. I also tested using them as a gaming headset, and while I wouldn't use them for something super competitive like Call of Duty Mobile, for Genshin Impact, which has been sucking up my free time recently, they were more than adequate. Mighty lightning arrows. I'll blow up the next one. Oh yeah, I know. It sounds great, dude. It sounds awesome. You understand me? Cool. Yeah, it sounds pretty clear. Yeah, all right. My initial impressions on these guys are definitely positive. For just sort of a reference on sound quality, I would have to say they're really similar to some of Skullcandy's wired earbuds that for, just about $10 cheaper are actually really well rated for their sound for the price. So it's not going to blow anybody away, especially not compared to stuff that costs many times more. But if you're a cheapskate like me and you passed up on all those other choices, and you are the sort of person that thinks Skullcandy earbuds sound just fine, this is totally the product for you, is at least my initial out-of-the-box impression. Now, the claimed battery life, I've saved this for last because I haven't had a chance to test it, multiple times over the course of a month or so, is 6 hours on the buds themselves, and 16 more with the charging case for a total of 22, which actually puts it just a little bit ahead of the AirPods. So if that holds true, that'll be pretty impressive, and I will definitely keep my recommendation strong in the future. So yeah, stay posted for an update, but at the moment I totally recommend these for 30 bucks, and I would say run out and get them, especially in the cool retro primary colors like I did. I bet those ones will sell out pretty quick.